Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Watcher of the Forest, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing great. So, I want to say thank you so much for subscribing, liking, and sharing, and commenting. You guys are awesome. I love you all so much. Thank you. And to my ancestors, angels, and benevolent spirit guides, thank you so much for your guidance and protection in every realm. I love you all so much. So let's get into this reading. So this reading is going to be what's meant for you will always feel natural, calm, and clear, not forced, chaotic, and confused. So let's see what... I think I'm going to do something different today. I'm going to go with these cards first. Let's see what they have. Okay. What's meant for you will always feel natural, calm, and clear, not forced, chaotic, and confused. I want to say that's kind of like your, that's your, what do I want to say? That's your, kind of like your sign, right? If whatever you're doing, personal, dating, right? Even in your home or just at work, if it feels natural, calm, and clear, that's the path you should go down. That's God saying to you, yes, this is your path. Please go down it. Everything is going to work out for you, right? But if it's forced, if someone is forcing you into doing anything, whether it's at work or at home or, you know, you're dating someone and they're forcing you to do something, that's not the right path. And if it's chaotic, no, that's not the right path. And if you're confused about, you know, anything, that's not the right path either. It's like the universe is telling you, that's not the right path. You know, go do something else because this is not going to turn out good for you, right? It's like a gigantic red flag. So if it's forced and chaotic and confused, it's a gigantic red flag from the universe. Gratitude. Gratitude unlocks abundance. Recognizing what you have attracts even more blessings. Write down 3 things you are grateful for today. Shift your focus to appreciation. Yeah. Shift your focus to appreciation and be appreciative of, you know, everything good in your life, right? What's meant for you will always feel natural, calm, and clear, not forced, chaotic, and confused. Certainty. Unwavering certainty aligns your energy with success. Doubt delays results. Visualize yourself already achieving your desire. Act with complete faith in the outcome. And it's not a challenge either. I want to say that. You know, like if something in your life you feel like you're being forced and it's chaotic and you're confused about it, it's not a challenge for you. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. It's not a challenge for you. I don't ever want you to think like, oh, maybe the universe is testing me to see how strong I am. No, the universe is waving a gigantic red flag. You know, whatever the situation is, if it's a situation or a person, the universe is waving this gigantic red flag and saying to you, this is not your path. Please don't go down it. You know, it's going to be negative karma all the way, right? And you could really get hurt, so please don't do that. Unfolding. Your path doesn't need to be fully visible. It reveals itself moment by moment. Let go of the pressure to know everything now. Stay present and allow each step to emerge naturally. Synchronicity. The universe is constantly sending you signs and confirmations. Pay attention to repeated patterns. Stay mindful of recurring numbers, symbols, and events. They are guiding you toward alignment with your desires. Resonance. You attract what you vibrate. Your energy is aligning with your desires. Elevate your vibration. Engage in high-frequency activities like joy, love, and gratitude. Yeah, so what's meant for you will always feel natural, calm, and clear. So if you're on a high vibration, right, you are going to attract everything that is natural, calm, and clear to you in whatever situation that is, right? If you're on a low vibration, you're going to get things that are forced, chaotic, and confused. So all you have to do there is just raise your vibration. Very easy to do. What's meant for you will always feel natural, calm, and clear, not forced, chaotic, and confused. You know, whenever we're doing something that is forced, chaotic, and confused, it's always the wrong decision, because what happens? Well, you make mistakes, you might stub your toe, right? That's the wrong, that's like the inclination. That's the wrong choice right there. If you're stubbing your toe, I want to say also, if you're stubbing your toe, say like you're walking through your house and you stubbed your toe. Well, what were the thoughts in your head, right? They weren't anything positive, because if they were, you wouldn't have stubbed your toe, right? I mean, seriously. So change your thoughts. You know, your thoughts start your vibration. All you have to do to change your vibration is to have better thoughts. Overcoming. In the school of life, I practice self-discovery by recognizing that fear, anger, and ego separate me from my divinity. I allow the light within me to grow. This light empowers me to rule my inner world. Today, I overcome all that separates me from my true self. Yeah, so if you're living through anything that's forced, chaotic, and confused, you're totally separated from your true self, right? Your true self is a divine being who God created, right? So just saw 9:09 on the timer. So yeah, all you have to do to change your vibration from a low vibration to a high vibration is to think better thoughts. You know, start talking to yourself kindly and start practicing self-love, like unconditional. Love yourself unconditionally, okay? That'll immediately raise your vibration up. Self-care, self-respect, self-esteem, all those selves, right? Get yourself back on track to your true self. Today I overcome all that separates me from my true self. Yes. When you're living as your true self, right? To your core, you are a divine being, right? So what that means is that the universe wants you to practice self-discovery. I think that's a beautiful message. Never alone. My bond with God and the angels is a flame that lights my heart, no matter the darkness around me. Because there's always other people who are dark, right? They operate out of their unhealed ego. Number one, they might have a demon, an attachment to themselves, a demon attachment. And if you've ever been around a narcissist, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's the darkness around you. My bond with God and the angels is a flame that lights my heart, no matter the darkness around me. This connection is the foundation of my inner strength, giving me faith that all things align for my highest good. I trust the universe for guidance, knowing I will always receive its help and protection. I am never alone. Isn't that beautiful? You are never alone. Ever, ever. Just never alone, right? And all you have to do is call upon God and your angels and your spiritual team for help. Give them permission to come into your life and help you out in that moment. And you'll get a miracle. You know, that's the way it works. So, what a beautiful reading. What's meant for you will always feel natural, calm, and clear, not forced, chaotic, and confused. Spiritual team, one card, please. Holding you back. You are dimming your light to keep the peace. Love should never require self-abandonment. Yeah, never abandon yourself, especially for someone else, right? Never, ever, ever abandon yourself, because number one, the first thing that you're doing is giving away your power. You're giving away your personal power for another person who's just going to probably abuse you. Because that's just, don't ever dim your light to keep the peace. If you have to keep the peace in any situation, you're in an abusive relationship, right? That's so true. And abuse, is physical, mental, emotional, verbal abuse, sexual abuse. So don't ever dim your light. Just have that be like a gigantic red flag from the universe. This person is not your path. Leave, right? I mean, seriously, just leave. Leave right now. The Tower, how wonderful. And the Moon, awesome cards. Okay, the Tower, unexpected and unavoidable. Sometimes destruction is necessary to make way for new growth. Change is inevitable. Yes, chaos, upheaval, revelation, sudden change. Yes, the Tower is coming into your life to let you know whatever is forcing you, whatever feels chaotic to you and confused, that is not your path. So the universe is sending in the Tower to crash everything down so that you will open your eyes with new eyes and think, oh wow, maybe the old me would have gone for this bad guy, right? He's got tattoos and he rides a motorcycle, and maybe I was attracted to that. But if the universe is waving this gigantic red flag, in my face and telling me that's not my path, I also want to say that when the universe does that, we never, you can't see what's going to happen. I want to say, we always think like instant gratification. Oh, I'm attracted to this biker guy, this biker dude, right? And he's handsome and I like his bike and everything, da 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 da. But the universe is waving you this gigantic red flag telling you, no, 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 don't go down this path. We can't see what's going to happen a day, a week, a month, couple of months, a year, even 5 years down the road. We can't see that, right? So listen to your intuition, listen to the universe, and take their advice, right? Because if everything, say like you go with this biker dude, right, and everything goes good for 5 days, everything's perfect, and then on the 6th day, wham, instant bad karma, right? Maybe where this guy takes you is going to get raided by police, and guess what? Now you're in jail. And and you're sitting in jail thinking, oh my God, I should have listened to the universe. I had an epiphany that this was a red flag, but I decided to just say, whatever, I'm just going to go for it anyways. Wrong move, right? Absolutely wrong move. And then you kind of like spiral out of that, right? You have that one bad, it's huge, right? This bad karma that you're sitting in jail, and then it just spirals out of control. And maybe you're going to be doing bad karma for the next 10 years, right? It's really hard to get out of, like something like that. So if the universe is telling you, no, it's a red flag, take it for a red flag and just do something else. Just walk away, okay? And then you have the Moon. What hidden truths or fears are you avoiding, right? You can't avoid, if anything that feels forced, chaotic, and confused, don't avoid that, okay? That is the universe saying, no, 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 this is not your path, right? That is not your path to go down. People hold secrets, right? Yeah, illusions, secrets, to get you to do things that you shouldn't be doing, right? If it's forced, chaotic, and confused, if you're confused which way to go, oh, right way, I'm going to go with this person. Left way, I'm going to say no and leave, right? I'm not going to give them a chance to talk me into it. I'm not going to give them a chance to spin more illusions that are just illusions, right? They're just lies to get you trapped into a situation that you shouldn't be in, right? And then we have the Ten of Cups. You have achieved all success and happiness in your life now. Enjoy the moment. Joy, harmony, fulfillment, happy family life. So it looks like whoever I'm reading for, you did choose the right path. You listened to the universe when they were waving the red flag, saying, no, please don't go down this way. That is not the way for you, right? What's meant for you will always feel calm, natural, and clear. You won't have any doubt whatsoever in your mind or in your heart, right? Not forced, chaotic, and confused. So let's get a affirmation card and see what card we're going to pull for this. That was a good reading. I am committed to learning to truly love and accept myself one day at a time. Yes. I want to say also, when you are committed to learning and truly love yourself one day at a time, you won't ever be swayed by someone who's, like telling you illusions, grandiose things that, in your mind you want to believe, but in your heart you know exactly they're not true, right? So that's an awesome reading. I'm going to end it here, okay? Thank you to everyone who listened. Thank you for everyone who watched. I hope it helps you in some way in your life, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.